Hey everybody, Chris here, Four Directions Bushcraft. Hey, we're up to a couple of projects today. The first one, I want to make some birch bark oil. Birch bark oil is, you need a paint can like this. You need, obviously, your birch bark. And what I've done is I've packed all of my birch bark into this paint can. And what I want to do is I want to extract the oils out of the birch bark. As we know, yellow birch bark or river birch has a lot of oils in it that allow you to use your ferro rod and it'll catch a spark and burn really hot. So I got all my birch bark packed in here and I got a hole in the bottom of this can. Now, it's good to remember to punch your hole from the inside of the can out. So with this birch bark oil, as we heat this up, it's going to drip out of the bottom of the can, and it's going to be caught in our other can, just a soup can that we have in here. Now I'll show you what I've done. Is I've dug a hole in the ground, and I'm going to essentially bury this can. And that's going to catch my oil. So get yourself a paint can, a gallon paint can, stuff it with the birch bark, punch your hole from the inside out so the metal is bent outwards so it drips easier. Go ahead and put your can on nice and tight. Put your can on nice and tight, and I'm going to point you down here and show you what we've done. Alright, hopefully you guys can see this really easy. So, I've dug a hole, and I want this hole to be just deep enough to where it buries the entire soup can. So the level of the dirt is right up next to, it actually could be a little deeper. The edge of the dirt is right above the soup can itself. Now there's a reason for that, and I'll show you in a minute. So what we want to do is cover our can so no dirt gets in there. That's where our birch bark oil is going to be, and we want to bury this can. So once we have it filled in a little ways, and we have it stationary where we want it, what we want to do is put our paint can with that hole in the bottom of it right directly on top of that, and we want to bury it as well. Now, the reason I left the other can below the surface of the soil was that when I went ahead and buried this can, there's really no air getting to either of them. You don't just want it sitting on top, you want them buried. We're going to heat this. We're going to build a fire up around this, and we're going to heat this for 2 hours or so while we do our other stuff. And you want to make sure you pack this down. This oil, this birch bark oil, goes for like 80 bucks a pint or something crazy like that if you want to buy it. But you don't have to buy it. You can make it. It takes a little work. That's probably why it's so expensive. And it takes a lot of birch bark to create just a little bit of birch oil, of course. Birch oil can be used for many different things, not just a combustion accelerant, I mean. It can be used as a topical treatment for scratches, scrapes, cuts. It's a antibacterial, and an antifungus. so you can use it for other things just besides this accelerant. So let me show you. I'm going to build a fire up around this, and we're just going to let it cook for 2 hours. Stay tuned. Wax fire starters on there. I'm just going to put it right on top of the can, as you see. And then I'm going to build a fire up around it, just like the can's not even there, you know? That wax fire starter, you don't have to worry about snuffing that thing out. You just set it right on top of there. That thing's gonna stay lit no matter what. All right, now we'll just let that burn for a couple of hours and we'll go on to something else. And we'll come back. Hopefully our birch bark oil will be complete. All right, that's our paint can for our birch bark oil, and that's what you want, a real nice hot fire like that. We'll keep that going for 2 hours. This paint can dries up or cools down really fast. So what you want to do is just hold it down. That way you don't get any dirt or ash inside your oil. Hold it down on that can. Dig down. All right, that should be good, I hope. All right, everybody. This is all I got as far as the birch bark oil. You see how much it takes. That was a whole bag full of birch bark. It smells really strong. But thanks for your views, your comments, and support. And we will see you on the next one. You guys have fun out there.